Hi families, happy Tuesday. I hope that you are all doing well and having a great start to the week. Excuse my dog who's squeaking in the background. Wanted to just share a video message with you all today about just a couple important things happening this week. So first things first, just a reminder that tomorrow, Wednesday, as we have been having, asynchronous instruction for scholars tomorrow on Wednesday. So scholars need to log into their Google Classroom tomorrow to take their attendance before 9 a.m. And then they need to go on Google Classroom to check the work that teachers have posted. Miss Natalie will be reaching out to some theater and film scholars for a special opportunity for some one-on-one and small group office hours and support time. Otherwise, all instruction tomorrow is asynchronous, and if that applies to your scholar, Miss Natalie will be reaching out directly. Other important update is that Thursday, just a reminder, is also asynchronous for scholars. As you know, we have not been able to be in the building out of an abundance of caution. We had a building closure. And so Thursday is our first day back as staff. And we want to make sure we're doing everything to prepare for in-person learning next week. So Thursday is asynchronous for scholars. We are going to have live advisory. We want to make sure there's not 2 days in a row where kids aren't getting a touch point with their teachers. So Thursday, 8:30, they log in for advisory. Their advisors will frame the day, make sure they know exactly what work they need to do, so they are set up for success on Thursday. So again, just stamping that tomorrow, as it has been, is going to be asynchronous for scholars. They are logging on to Google Classroom to take their attendance, and they're going to their content Google Classrooms to access work for the day. Thursday, asynchronous for scholars, but we are having live advisory at 8:30. We want to make sure we have a touch point with your scholar. We want to make sure we can take accurate attendance and get them set up for success. Friday, fully remote schedule as usual. Reference your live schedule document for your links. Now, the second thing that I want to make sure to point out is that we are going to host our regular Chat and Chew tomorrow from 5 to 6. If you are opting into hybrid learning, that is an opportunity, one of 3 opportunities this week for hybrid student and family orientation prior to next week starting. So you might be saying, I thought next week was orientation. It is, but there's still information that we want to get you as the family and to share with your scholar about what to expect when they come in the building next week. So tomorrow's Chat and Chew from 5 to 6 p.m. is going to be the first opportunity for hybrid student and family orientation ahead of next week. If you are not in hybrid learning, we will be hosting a breakout group with a regular Chat and Chew agenda so you can still have a touch point with teachers. So Chat and Chew tomorrow. If you are hybrid, it is option number 1 for a student and parent orientation session in advance of next week. The second time that you can come will be Thursday. We're going to do the same session, so you don't need to attend all 3, but Thursday from 5 to 6. Also, if you are opting into hybrid learning, that is the second day and time we will offer a video orientation for families and scholars before next week. We are also offering it Friday from 12 to 1. So again, just stamping because it was a lot. Tomorrow's Chat and Chew, 5 to 6. If you are opting into hybrid, that is your first option for a mandatory. I need all families and students who are opting into hybrid learning to join so you're prepared upon arrival at the building. Option 1, Wednesday 5 to 6. Option 2, Thursday 5 to 6. Option 3, Friday, 12 to 1. Trying to make this doable for people who need daytime and evening. But again, if you are opting into hybrid learning, I need you and your scholar at one of those 3 sessions so that you know how to prepare for next week, and also so we can walk through exactly what you should expect with arrival. 3 options: Wednesday, 5 to 6, Thursday, 5 to 6, Friday, 12 to 1. Mandatory, you only need to attend 1, not all 3, but if you are opting into hybrid, I need you at one of those sessions so that you can get critical information about next week. Now, I also am going to go over this in the chat and chew tomorrow, but I'm going to give you a preview now. I know that the schedule is a million moving pieces for pod orientation. And so I'm going to screen share a document that I'm also going to send you and that we are also going to talk through in the chat and chew. But for those of you who want to make sure that you are set for next week, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up now. Okay, so this is the schedule for all students for next week. As you know, we are bringing students back in the building. And so in order to phase that in and to best prepare to launch it, we have modified the schedule. I'm going to walk you through 5th grade only right now. So in the schedule, what you're going to see are 2 lines for each grade. You're going to see 5th grade remote only, 5th grade in person. It's going to look the same, as you go down the document. So if your scholar is in 5th grade, Monday, October 26th, all 5th graders, you can see right here, have remote classes live. So virtual synchronous classes. It's business as usual for all 5th graders on Monday. They click into their live schedule just as they have been doing. On Tuesday, if your scholar is coming in person, you're going to see their schedule on this bottom row. You're going to see they are on site for the first day. They're arriving at 8:30. They're dismissing by 4:25. Remember, I need you here at 4:15. That's when staggered dismissal starts. But everybody's out of the building by 4:25. If they are remote only, you're going to see it up here. On Tuesday, your scholars have asynchronous classes. That means they're not logging on to a live teacher. They are logging on to Google Classroom. Again, if they're in person, they're on site for their first day of orientation. Here, you'll see for students who are remote only, they are asynchronous. They're just logging on to their Google Classroom. Wednesday the 28th, you're going to see here all scholars are virtual, and it is again asynchronous. So students are logging on to Google Classroom on this Wednesday as they have been doing so that we can finalize staff training. On Thursday, all 5th grade scholars have their live virtual classes again. Everybody's at home in 5th grade on both Monday and Thursday. And everybody on Monday and Thursday has live classes. Friday, our on-site kids are back for day 2 of orientation. And anybody who's remote only, again, has asynchronous classes on Friday the 30th. What you're going to see over here are just a couple notes. The work that students are doing in these asynchronous classes, if they're remote only, is going to be either review or extension. It's not going to be new content. So students who are on site, they're not going to go home and have 5 hours of work to do, right? That's going to be built into their orientation days. So you're not going to have to worry about kids getting behind or getting off track. Teachers have a really clear plan for that. Great. This one, I'm going to go ahead and resolve because you don't need that. It goes the same for 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. You can see the breakdown is here for you. 6th grade is the opposite of 5th grade. Because remember, we're staggering. on Monday the 26th, if your scholar is in 6th grade and they are opting into in-person learning, they're on site. That's their first day for orientation. If they're staying remote only, they are asynchronous. You'll see here that Tuesday the 27th for 6th graders, they are all virtual live classes on Tuesday. Wednesday, same for everyone. You're at home, you're async. Thursday, our on-site kiddos, our hybrid kiddos are back, and our remote-only kiddos have asynchronous classes. Friday for 6th grade, everybody is remote, every class is live. 5th and 7th, they're on the same staggered schedule. 6th and 8th, they're on the same staggered schedule. Remember, we're phasing it in so that not all students are starting at the same time, so that we can make sure that we do this safely and effectively. So this is coming out so that you can reference it. I am also going to talk about it in the Chat and Chew tomorrow. So if you get this message and your eyes start to cross and you're like, Ms. Strong, you lost me at the second asynchronous, I hear you. I'm here for you. And so we will be talking about it more tomorrow at 5 o'clock if you have questions. Your point of contact will also be talking to you about this when they call this week. Was a lot for a video update. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. So just gonna recap the important points before I sign off. Number 1, remember, tomorrow, Wednesday, is asynchronous for kids. Go to Google Classroom. Thursday, asynchronous for students, but they've got live advisory. We got to see them in the morning, make sure we get them set up for success, get them logged into Google Classroom so they're not asking you 1,000 questions. Orientation. So if you are opting into hybrid, I need you and your scholar to meet with me virtually on one of 3 days and times so that I can get you set up for next week. Option 1 is the Chat and Chew tomorrow at 5 p.m. Option 2 is Thursday at 5 p.m. Option 3 is Friday from 12 to 1. Only students and families who are opting into hybrid, I need you there at one of those times so that we can be prepared for next week. And then the last thing that I just shared with you is the overview of that schedule, that phased in schedule document, which I'm going to email you with this message. We will also talk about it more tomorrow at the Chat and Chew at 5 p.m. So please, whether you're hybrid or not, come to the Chat and Chew. I'll make sure that you leave feeling solid on next week's schedule. And if you're in hybrid, I'll make sure you leave feeling solid about the plan for arrival on your scholar's first day next week. Last plug, immunizations, 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 immunizations. If you have not submitted that in your physical form, please send it to Ms. Trez. You can email it to gplesms@girlsprep.org. That goes straight to the main office. Students have to have proof of immunizations in order to start hybrid learning. Let me repeat, they cannot come in the building next week if I do not have their immunizations in their physical form, right? Health and safety first. I want them here more than you can imagine, but I need the immunizations and the health form. So please, please, please reach out to the main office if you need support with that. Get those turned in so that we can launch next week together. Thank you for everything you're doing. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your partnership. As always, please don't hesitate to reach out directly to me if you've got questions, and I can get you in contact with the right person so we make sure that you have what you need. Please tell your scholars I said hello. I miss them all dearly. Cannot wait until I see them again soon. Take care, everyone.